Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Investing and Trading Live. As always, I am your host, Josh Lilquist, and we are happy to have you with us today. Today, we got a little action-packed show here for you. We're going to do a few things. We're going to go through a stock market update. We had a slight rebound with the old stock market, the old equities market today. Not a whole lot of a rebound, but then again, it still was. And we've been seeing some pressure on some of the currencies, especially in your cryptocurrency market. So we'll talk a little bit about crypto, but there has been a slight bounce there in a couple of cryptos that we talk about from time to time throughout the show. And we'll wrap it up with a stock market update since this is about stocks. We are at episode 1004. We do appreciate our subscribers and our listeners. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Just smash that subscribe button, and you'll get notified when our new shows come out almost every single day with the stock market update. Also, the show that gets played on the local radio stations here as well. So let's get into our market update. As we know, there is risk in trading and investing. You can and will lose money at one point in your life. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Mainly mine. But hopefully you find it entertaining as well. All right, let's get into our stock market update. Let's start with the S&P 500. When we look at the S&P 500, as you know, we look at the SPY as the overall gauge of the market. S&P 500 is currently closed since it is in the PM time, 7:30 Central Time, closed up 0.92%. As I mentioned, there was a slight rebound in the market today, gapped up, had an interesting day, but then again, closed higher than the open and the close of Friday. So we had a positive day of 0.92%, 499.72. Not a real demand zone. It did turn at a pivot and a gap up, which would suggest there is some demand there. But with the strength going to the downside, I just don't know if that's going to hold. That's your Dow or your SPY. Let's get into your diamonds. The DIA, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, same thing. We did see a positive on Friday as well. Same story. Market gaps up and closes higher than the gap as well. Did see some selling pressure towards the end of the day on the last 4 hours, but then again, we did it a positive day. 0.68% to the upside, currently at 382.37. QQQ, which is your NASDAQ ETF, the NASDAQ 100. Okay. With that one, same story, up 1%, similar to the S&P 500, currently at 418.82, and had a nice rally today after the close. Actually, 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday last week, major bearish pressure to the downside, not turning at any larger time frame demand, so we will see if this holds. We'll see what happens tomorrow. IWM, which is your Russell, up 1.12% on the day. Same story. We did have same story as the Dow, actually. Last 2 days, it showed some positive action. Not a whole lot on Friday since it gapped down, but then again, it did close up higher than the close on Friday. But 2 days of positive action and 195.30 as markets are closed as we speak. Any other notables? We got financials up 1.12% after really a nice retracement, and we did see some opportunities with a couple odds enhancers, percent Bollinger Bands outside of the range, looking for that to snap back at one point. But then being said, on a 4-hour chart is where that turned as far as a 4-hour demand zone. We had a drop-based rally, a gap up out of that rally, so it's popping right out of that. For those of you that took that investment there to the long side, great job. For those of you that did not, there will be more to come. XLP was up 0.95%. Actually, going back to XLF, currently at $4.87. XLP, same story. Didn't show a nice demand zone anywhere, but it's been raising to the upside since the 17th of April, up about 3% since then, after the retracement of around 4.5%, almost actually 4.7% over the last month or so. XME was down. Silver was down almost 5%. What was gold at? Gold was down 2%. Silver taking a big hit, 5%, gaps down bigly, and really opens and close at the same spot. It had some sideways action up and down throughout the day and closed right on the same spot. So that's your silver ETF that I was just looking at there. Let's look at the spot price. Gold, 2,333. So after the big drop, we're seeing some strength here coming out of the, since the market is still open. This is a 24-hour market, the futures market. And silver is coming out of that drop there, kind of in a sloppy demand zone. Actually, I wouldn't call that a demand zone. So let's retract that statement. By the way, I'm looking at a price chart right now, looking at the price chart of silver, $27.28. So that's your commodities. Let's just look at oil since that's here. We've seen a nice uptick with oil. I know I have a line on my chart here for some odd reason at 92.77, which is almost the low. I just don't know why I have that, but we are coming out of that bottom after the strength to the upside for almost a couple months here, up 20% since that drop. So nice move with oil. Wow. Crypto. Bitcoin currently at 66,976 per Bitcoin, really in sideways action since the beginning of March. So showing volatility, which is great. Who knows what's going to happen with that moving forward, but the halving. Mobile token up 0.5% on the day after we did see some major downward pressure, finally seeing a slight uptick, but then again, the last 2 days we did slow down, so that one is still weak, we'll call it. We are low on the percent Bollinger Band, though. HNDT, $4.04. This one also way down there from the highs that it had over the past couple months here. So that's your crypto market. The U.S. dollar currently at 106.09. We've been showing a lot of strength with the U.S. dollar and a bullish bias on the currency side, so I do like that. The euro dollar would be a bearish bias, looking on a 4-hour chart. Looking to take that down to the $1.05 mark. I do like that to the short side with a stop right around $107.50. I do like the Aussie dollar. Also to the short side. Looking to take that down to the 62.75 area. 62.50. Yep, 62.50. And the Aussie New Zealand also has a bearish bias, looking to take that down to 107.50 as well. So we do have some currencies moving because the dollar is so strong over the past, since the end of December, actually the whole year. It is up. I mean, it looks a lot on a chart, but it's probably only 5-6%. Looks like it's only about 5.5% to the upside. So, but that is a big move for the dollar. That being said, really sideways in the same price it was in June of 2022. So we're seeing some strength coming into the market, the currencies, but then again, it's still sideways on a longer term horizon. All right, let's look at a few stocks here. NVIDIA up 4% on the day, currently closed at $795.18. After that big drop on Friday, it's seen it retrace just ever so slightly. We'll see what happens tomorrow on the open. Current futures are, I'm just going to look at the S&P 500 futures market and just see what that's doing. Same price, not much movement with futures right now. That being said, the futures don't move as much at night. All right, so that was your NVIDIA. Let's go to Apple, because that's been the talk of the town after it's been just cratering here from the highs of about $200 straight down to $165, down about 16% from those highs. Not looking too good for Apple. Did have a positive day of 0.5%. 165.84. Okay, Tesla down 3%, currently at 142.05. Airbnb was up 1%, currently at 157.61. PayPal was up 1.4%, 63.19. And Amazon was up 1.49% at 177.23. I do like, okay, I don't want to look at this one. I want to go to a couple of stocks that we've been doing options on. Target, did some options on that back in the day. Really a nice move out of that, 61% on that. But currently down 0.71% on the day today, 167.11. Let's move over to Disney, down 0.5% after it's been going to the upside for quite some time here. Did see a slight drop or some weakness come into the market over the last week and a half or so. Nordstrom's, I do like Nordstrom's as an option. There's some good opportunities with that. It gives some pretty good premium here and there. Looks like we had an opportunity here a couple days ago that we missed. But that being said, there'll be more coming up. Coinbase was up 7% on the day. Great job, Coinbase, at 225.86. Rounding out a couple other stocks, we have New Health, NEUE, up 9% on the day. New Health amends credit facility to raise loan commitment by $30 million. Plans to issue warrants. Okay. Host first quarter 2024 earnings conference call on May 8th, 2024. Maybe there's some good things coming with that stock. Probably not. Okay. AFRM did some options on that last month. Still holding true that it was with the strike price. I think it was around $26. I think that was. That's still looking good. And Shopify also has a demand zone, but we are about, this would be a good thing to look at tomorrow. If we do have some options below the $60 mark, that might be an opportunity around 18 to 20% away from current price for some short-term options and collecting some premium. So that might be an opportunity moving forward. Nike at 0.36 negative, or 36 cents down today after its retracement to the upside over the last few weeks here. So that, my friends, is your stock market update of the day on episode 1004, I believe it was. Let's go back and peek. 1004. You are correct. That being said, we do appreciate our subscribers and followers. We'll continue these updates since we've had so much feedback on the show. We do love that. We are going to make this the #1 global financial podcast at one point here. It takes some time, but we're going to continue to do the best we can to get there. As always, collect your profits when they're given to you and protect your losses, keeping them small. Until next time, retire young, my friends.